Good afternoon, everybody. How's it going? It is 5:33 p.m. Mountain Time on Wednesday, January 19th. And it's been a while since I've done a video, 9 days to be exact. A few reasons for that. Number one, nothing's been happening in crypto. It's been going up, then down, then up, then down, then up. There's a lot of chop and nothing really happening. So nothing much to talk about. The other thing is I'm acquiring another business, so I've been putting all my time into a business plan and financial projections, stuff like that, SBA applications, stuff like that. So, plan is to make more money to buy more crypto, right? Well, as long as we don't come down. So, today, I want to talk about, since there's this split between, is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? And we're just kind of like hovering around this 40 to 43, 42.5 range. Going to talk about what I like about Bitcoin right now, what I don't like about Bitcoin right now, what I like about altcoins right now, what I don't like about altcoins right now. Then I'm going to go over 4 altcoins that have shown great returns and 4 altcoins that I've held all of these, have done terribly, and what I don't like about them and why they went wrong. Going to share some news on the good side and on the bad side. So we're going to take a look at both sides because that's all I've been doing lately is trying to figure out which way this is going. So not holding hardly anything. I think it's that time of range-bound Bitcoin price action that you don't really want to be too active. If you're holding, maybe don't make any decisions to sell just yet until you see something. If you're not holding, maybe don't make any decisions to buy just yet. Just some thoughts. Everybody does their own, has their own style and strategy of trading. So, that being said, remember, this is not financial advice. Everything in this video is for information and educational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a trader. So do your own research. Also, if you like this video, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it greatly. I know I haven't been putting out a lot of videos lately, but I do still have that goal of 1,000 subscribers. So everybody who hits that like button and subscribe button, I do appreciate very much. Well, I also appreciate those who watch the video and don't like the video. But let's get into it already. Okay, as always, I'll try and make this video as short and quick and to the point as possible. And as always, I'll probably fail at that. But let's get into the good news first, the positive stuff. Survey shows that 67% of Canadians want to get paid in crypto by 2027. Gotta love those Canadians. They got multiple ETFs, and all the U.S. has gotten so far is a Bitcoin futures ETF. A study suggests that receiving payments in digital assets is becoming more popular in Canada. 5 years away from that still. 5 years away. The thing I thought was interesting was among respondents who use crypto, the researchers found that Bitcoin and Ether are still the most popular apart from BTC and ETH. Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Cardano are among the most used assets. Dogecoin, yes, that's right. Litecoin, not taken seriously. Cardano, the community takes it really seriously. It's a great product. So I think it's just interesting that Dogecoin is mentioned because it is a meme, but Elon Musk is trying to make it into more of that, and we'll see what happens there. So good stuff there, some positive news, positive article, it's not really news. Next, NFTs. NFTs are one of the biggest things in crypto. They are able to assign digital ownership to pretty much anything. Tom Brady, if you've seen the commercials with FTX, he's in the crypto space. Tom Brady's NFT platform, Autograph, raises $170 million to scale operations. The company said it planned to use the funds to scale its NFT technology and hinted at a series of partnerships aimed at the expanding user base. NFTs I'm going to focus on a little bit in the NFT space. Tom Brady tweets, big news on the Autograph front. We are pumped to add some really knowledgeable people in the Web3 space to our team. This thread from cdixon.eth includes some great context on our business. So, to the moon, laser eyes, Tom Brady, great. He's probably what crashed it in the beginning with the laser eyes. But anyways, NFTs. I'll talk about why I like NFTs in a second. First, let me read this headline. NFT tickets take the stage in 2022, connecting artists and fans. Where was it? As such, it shouldn't come as a surprise that the billion-dollar event ticketing industry is on its way to being disrupted by non-fungible tokens, specifically the online event ticketing sector, which is expected to reach $60 billion by 2026. We'll likely see an increase in NFT ticket platforms and marketplaces that issue virtual tickets across blockchain network. So watch out for cryptocurrencies that do this. This makes total sense to me, all right, for a few reasons. Number one, NFTs sign a digital ownership to the tickets. So it reduces fraud, right? It reduces scalping tickets, right? Everybody loves seeing those scalpers outside the stadiums and concerts selling you tickets. You never know whether to trust them or not. And it increases trust factor because the lack of fraud and, they're not stolen. So this makes complete sense to me. This will continue to grow for concerts and sporting events, I have no doubt in my mind. And then it'll continue, it already is, it'll continue to reach towards digital rights to music. So artists can own their own music and sell it and not have it counterfeited. Okay, on to some negative stuff. I'm going to move through this a little quicker. Singapore crypto ATMs shut down after central bank crackdown. The CBDCs are going to be an issue for the purpose of crypto. The move is part of a broader effort by the Singaporean watchdog to regulate advertising cryptocurrency to the public. They're trying to regulate it. It's decentralized and unregulated. That's the point. Well, not necessarily unregulated, but decentralized. It is self-regulated by the code and block rewards and stuff like that. Anyways, there are scams out there. The new clampdown on cryptocurrency ATM sparked several reactions from the city's cryptocurrency operators, with the Narrison company saying it was surprised and canceling its ATM services on Tuesday evening. Its main competitor, KOTI, which switched off its ATM network and sent staff to remove its crypto ATMs. Okay, moving on. You're going to notice a common term in the last two, but Iran to reportedly pilot central bank digital currency soon. So we know that China banned Bitcoin and crypto and mining, and now they're creating a digital yuan. We know that the U.S. is creating a digital dollar. We now know that Iran to reportedly pilot central bank digital currency soon, and we know that Turkish ruling party holds meeting in metaverse, talks crypto regulation. I just think it's interesting with these CBDCs creating their own national digital currency because, number one, that defeats the purpose of cryptocurrency. I mean, cryptocurrency essentially says freedom, to get away from this, get away from the failing currencies, right, of the world, which all inevitably go to zero at some point. They have, look it up, every single one of them. Except the ones that we currently have, which are on their way, as we've seen. 40% of the U.S. dollars in circulation were printed in 12 months' time. So they're doing this, and it kind of defeats the purpose of cryptocurrency. So we'll see how that plays out. And then you want to look at the terms regulation. We all kind of forget about this, and it's a good thing to an extent, as long as the intent is regulating it properly. One thing I don't like is the reporting and the reporting to the SEC. It's nice to know what cryptocurrency companies are doing with the cryptocurrency that they own, whether they're selling it just to profit, whether they're selling it to fund projects, or whether they haven't sold it. Filings with the SEC on insider purchases and sales. You got, I forget the exact form number, but for secondary offerings, stuff like that. There's none of that in crypto. I would like to see that. But regulation is still being discussed and moving forward and continuing to regulate further and further. So not a bad thing. Could be a bad thing, but not a bad thing. Just don't want people to forget about it. Anyways, moving on. That's it for the news today. Let's look into the charts. Bitcoin. The first thing you should notice here is it is in a downtrend. Is it a bear market? Depends on how you describe a bear market. For me, a bear market can be a month, it could be a week, it could be a day, it could be a year, it could be 10 years. Typically, I look at a bear market and I keep it simple, just like with everything. 50-day below the 200-day, right? Down 20% from recent highs with decreasing sentiment, negative sentiment. Yeah, I think we're in a bear market. Could that switch? I mean, over the past few months, does that mean we're going to stay in one for 2 years? Well, I've been through a cycle like that before. It's not super fun. It does happen. It has happened. Not necessarily saying that is going to happen. Another thing I don't like about Bitcoin is this double top. Should have spotted that earlier. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. When I saw this, I should have seen this kind of sloppy head and shoulders pattern with this double top. Once we broke here, should have been able to sell around the 53,000 area. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Anyways, had a lot of altcoins go up during this time frame, so it's not all bad. Just Bitcoin and most others. Feel like did pretty good through this. Luna's up, Phantom's up. I'm going to talk about those in a second. So yeah, don't like that. Don't like that double top. Don't like this head and shoulders pattern. Head, shoulder, shoulder. Did it play out already? Maybe. Could come down lower. This head and shoulders over here kind of became invalidated. It should have come down further. So that's possible too. 50-day below the 200-day, call that a lagging indicator. That's fine, but it is, kind of bearish to me. If a chart is bullish, the 50-day should be moving closer to, above, or continuing to separate from the 200-day moving average. We have gone flat a little for 10 days. We were also flat over here for the most part. So a lot of chop and drop. Chop, drop, chop, drop, chop. We'll see. We'll get a reversal one day. Some people follow the rule of 3. 1, 2, 3 drops. There is an emotional tie to that. People kind of give up. Am I in the time of giving up? No. I'm in the time of indecision. I don't know what it's going to do because there's you see this kind of argument for a falling wedge here. You can kind of argue that. We have flattened out. 40,000, maybe the bottom. Back here when we were at like 28 to 30,000, the leverage was flushed out a lot more, so you got more of a true price of Bitcoin where we're not quite as flushed out, but we definitely have more invested, so maybe 35,000, I don't know, maybe 40,000 is the base of, the holders. So a lot of indecision. So what am I doing? I'm just kind of sitting here doing nothing. Another reason I haven't created another video. I did get a lot sold. Just didn't like what I was seeing. And, I have 5 positions. I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Phantom, KOTI, and Akash. And they're small positions. They're the size 50% or less. The bigger ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum are 50%. The other ones are smaller. Just because I want the ability to be able to add up to double without being at a full-size position, whether it drops to a certain point that I wish to buy at or whether it rises above a certain point that gives me confirmation that it's going to continue, or at least I think it's going to continue. So, yeah, I'm okay with not knowing. There are things in the positive direction. Another positive is that we're at this long-term support level that has been holding. Not a whole lot of volume. I want to kind of see that hold and die off, but you can see resistance, 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 support, 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 support. So pretty critical area there. And it is holding so far. So I can see, even in a bearish scenario, us spiking up to the 50-day moving average, or even the 200-day moving average and then selling back off. The scenario that I wanted to play out for me to believe this was a bottom happened, and then it failed. I wanted to see daily lows put in above 42,000. We had 2 of them right here. So I started buying back in a little bit and then got stopped out. Now, am I buying right now? Little bits. Just bought a little size of Phantom earlier this morning. I do like KOTI. I'm not ready to quite buy more of it yet. It has been performing well with Cardano having a little nice spike. And then, yeah, anyways. Some good things I good things happening and bad things happening right now with the Bitcoin chart. I will slowly, just because in the long term, I do have full confidence that we'll see $100,000 Bitcoin, if not much, much higher. But I don't want to be on here saying we're going to reach $1 million Bitcoin, because if that ever did happen, it could take 50 years for all I know. Anyways, moving on. More that I don't like. Bitcoin shorts actually just went a little red today. So that's a good thing. This is a Bitcoin shorts on Bitfinex. Could be holding the price down a little bit for accumulation. Allowing buying. I mean, we've seen some quick, hard spikes in Bitcoin, and then it slowly sold back off. Every time the Bitcoin shorts have risen, the price of Bitcoin has come down. As we've seen here, we have come down to the $39,650 level. The nice thing is stochastic RSI and RSI are both very, very high, so that gives us a indication that it may come down at least a little in the short term, but don't like that. Bitcoin dominance has come up a little bit, and if you've noticed, the altcoins have been melting a little bit, just slowly melting, while Bitcoin ranges between this 40 to like 42.5 area. Slowly coming down. I'm going to talk about a few altcoins in a second, but maybe this is the Bitcoin run, the Bitcoin only run. I don't know. Watching Bitcoin dominance pretty low. Altcoins have definitely had more interest. They produce bigger gains, and this cycle they're accomplishing more. They actually do something besides just compete with Bitcoin for a currency. Moving on. Ethereum. Still don't like Ethereum here. We came up close to testing the 200-day moving average, failed. We could be putting in a double bottom here. Could also see 2,800, 2,800 at the support level back here. So still don't like it. Pretty weak there that we couldn't even get up to the... we just about did, but that's the other thing about Bitcoin too, if I could add that in, is on this bounce here, when we put those lows in above 42,000, I was expecting a bounce to about 46.5, 46.5 to 47,000, and then seeing a pullback and a decision of what Bitcoin wanted to do. So the fact that we only got up to about 44.5 showed a little bit of weakness to me. That's why I'm like 55, 45 that we come down further. Okay, moving on. Total 2. So the Altcoin Market Cap plus Ethereum minus Bitcoin. I don't know what's going on there. What's with this candle up here? It's screwing up the chart. It's not right. Anyways, if you... Jeez, the heck. That stings. Anyways, we are below the 200-day moving average. The 50-day moving average is inevitably going to cross below it. Can't really see that here. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. It wasn't like this earlier. We did not reach a $3.64 trillion market cap. I promise you that. I don't know why this candle's floating way up there. It's a little goofy. But don't like that. 50 days going to cross the 200 on this one. You can't see it. I'm sorry. But don't like that. And Ethereum's been coming down along with altcoins. What the heck? It's doing this on total 3 too. Anyways, not so indicative of the 50 crossing below the 200-day moving average. I won't talk about it much because you can't see it, because this candle's throwing the chart off, and it's not right. Anyways, but I have been watching these charts and looking at them, so I do know them. Not as indicative that the 50-day is going to come below the 200-day, but the price is below the 200-day moving average, the market cap. So not so great right now, not as bad as adding in Ethereum. So that just tells me that altcoins, everything but Ethereum and Bitcoin, altcoins are hanging on a little tougher than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Today, I've just been watching, and they've just been coming down slowly, little bits at a time. And that's the worst kind. So let's get into some altcoins. I'm going to talk about 4 that have performed really well for me, and 4 that have performed terribly for me. The first one being Phantom. Phantom initially got in at 44 cents. Obviously, there have been many that have gotten in before me. that have gotten, I mean, it was as low as 0.007, so below a penny, all the way to $2.78. With that type of run, you gotta be open, even if it's 0.01% chance of going into a bear market. This is an incredible run. And it it still has a chance to go up significantly more, and I'll tell you why. Phantom just passed $10 billion in total value locked. That's a lot of money. Phantom also performs 3 times the number of transactions that Avalanche does, and it's valued 3 times lower. Now, we are seeing a pullback. I do expect it to come down lower. You're well above the 50-day moving average. 50 days well above the 200. And like I said, I do expect it to come down a little lower. I was thinking like 240 to 260. This is a small position for me. But yeah, I initially got in at 44 cents. Had to watch it go up and then come back down below that. And I was not in at 13. I had sold for a loss and then got... Oh, no. I was in here. Sorry. I was not in May. Here. 44 cents. Yeah, I was thinking like, wow, I did not sit through and watch it go to 15 cents. 44 cents, right? Come up. Get all... Yeah, all right. I nailed it. Way to go. And then come back down. You know, it wasn't too far. You know, down... I swear it was below 40... But I watched it come down. I watched my gains disappear a little bit, but I really, really liked this and then just watched it explode. So turned really, really well. Held it all the way to 280. Sold there. Came back down. Everything came down and watched it chop around a little bit and just thought, you know, with the fundamentals and comparing things and where it was in the past and how it's doing and, you know, its network, 140 seemed like a good deal to me, so I bought it at about 144 and then sold it at 280 again, and just kind of have a small position now that I bought back into around 280. So Phantom has done really, really well. Luna was one I could not win on to save my life back in like quarter 1, quarter 2 of 2021. Finally, watch it go up from $4.50 or $5. I bought in just below $10, and finally it just kind of like the next day took off for me, and just been killing it ever since. I got some sells in the 90s. I got some sells in the high 80s, more than half, and then I sold the rest in the 70s, which was probably about a 20% size. Things I like about Luna is it's got its own ecosystem, it's got its own stablecoin. Every time that stablecoin pair has a transaction, Luna is burned, so the supply decreases. It's number 1 in DeFi. So many great ways to make money with Luna. And chart-wise, we're holding the 50-day moving average. 50-day moving average is well above the 200, so still in trend, still bullish. Though we are seeing shoulder here, head here, shoulder here. So beware. I do have a stop loss in place. I will have a stop loss in place if I do decide to enter. I am considering entering back into Luna. Still on the fence about it. So I'm not pushing things. I'm not on the gas. My foot is not on the gas for anything right now until I see something. Moving on. KOTI. I mean, it hasn't been like super great returns for me on trades in the past, but you know, this thing has come from like a penny, below a penny. Sorry. It has been below a penny, right? I thought it was below a penny. Maybe not. Maybe it goes back further. Maybe it just got listed. That's the lowest on Binance. Anyways, uptrend. You can see the uptrend with a wide range. This is another position that I hold. I do like that they do have the stable coin for Cardano. DJED. DJED is the name of the stable coin. Don't know the tokenomics exactly. It's not out yet. It's being built on Cardano's chain. So I'm indifferent about Cardano. I don't like seeing Charles Hoskinson go on safaris for 6 months and visiting the pyramids. I mean, everybody deserves a vacation, but I mean, when you claim you're working super hard and, you know, all I see is pictures on your Twitter of vacationing and I don't know. That's fine. Do what you want to do, but Sorry, maybe I'm just a hater. But no, Cardano is good. It's cheap. It's fast. It's better than Ethereum. It's all about getting the network growth. And if it does, hopefully KOTI sets up DJED, beneficial to KOTI. I like projects that create stablecoins. I do. I like those projects. If that happens, KOTI is still a relatively low market cap. Yep, we'll look at SPS in a second on the terrible performers list. $317 million market cap. Now, I'm not saying it's going to do what Luna's going to do because it doesn't have its own ecosystem. Luna's $28 billion. Now, in a bull market where Bitcoin reaches $100,000, you might, I don't know, does that come to a $2 trillion market cap? You could see 100 billion out of this. You could see 20 billion out of KOTI, which, say it goes to 30 billion, that's 100x. More unlikely than some of the microcaps, but anyways, moving on. I do like KOTI. Solana, another good one. Not looking so hot right now. I don't know why. Solana's NFTs being built on Solana are very, very popular and way cheaper transactions than NFTs built on Ethereum. Solana has a good ecosystem. Some of them have started to spike a little bit, like Saber and Sunny Aggregator I've seen spike. So this could be a good value buy. However, it is dropping below the 200-day moving average. Would want to see it recover. It does look like the 50 days is going to drop below the 200. We'll see it have to show some kind of recovery. It's not inevitable yet. It's not like, oh yeah, it's going to happen. It's likely, but not inevitable. But anyways, Solana was another one of those. I've been in and out of a lot of stuff, so don't think these are the only ones I've won on or lost on. But Solana, I started to look into it after it, started to trend a little bit, and got into it at $34, and almost I got into like a trade side of it and a longer term hold side of it, and I sold just below my target. I think it was like $43 on my trade, and then I held it. Just instantly took off, and then just kept going up and up and up and up. Made my first sell on my longer term hold at 125, sold the rest at like 180, and of course the rest is history. Watch it go to 259. Been in and out of it a little bit, but it is predicted to go to number 3 on the total market cap list by a lot of people that I follow. Apparently it's following the same trajectory as ETH, just a few years behind as far as the chart goes. Anyways, done really, really well on that. Some people, were in it at like $1. So congratulations to them. But not looking too hot right now. We're at a support level. Want to see that hold. Otherwise, it could come all the way down to $80. And with me not being in so many things, I kind of want things to come down because long term, I feel very strongly that we see higher prices. Okay, moving on to the not so great ones. Barnbridge. Thought I had it pegged. Felt like a genius. Bought it for a few days. I'm like, I saw this go up, and I waited, and I bought it right around here, $29, $30. Bought a little more. I had like a 27, 28 average, something like that. And then it's boom, watch it go up to 60. I felt like a genius. And then before you could even think about it peaking or reversing, it sold off so fast you didn't even have a chance to sell. I ended up getting it sold at $38. But man, that was crushing to see it go up like that and just come back down so fast. Got it back at $38 and I sold it at $38. And I got back in and started buying again at 20, a little bit below 29, and then made my final buy at 25 until I saw that, we can't hold a gain. Can't hold a gain here. 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 This was beyond that. Past that. But, I bought it at 25, and then it got to about 15, 17 range, and I said, I can't watch this go down to $5. through the research that I've done, it seems like the bond token is not really necessary. There's nothing tying it to the project, but usually in DeFi, the price of these governance tokens is tied to how well the project is doing, comparatively to total value locked. And their Smart Alpha is their big project, and it's great. It helps minimize risk and maximize leverage up or down on Ethereum. But the bond token is really just given as a reward for staking and farming in their pools, in their Smart Alpha pools. So the only real use case for it is holders get to vote within the company. Now their Smart Alpha is interesting, right? But it's very, very, very difficult to understand, very difficult to explain to people. So that's the barrier that they have in front of them. And we'll see what happens, but very, very poor on that. I always want to talk about the bad ones too. It's not all wins. But if you get, 2 that go down 50% and then 2 that do 1,000%, you win. Superfarm. Oh, I got my beef with Superfarm. I love the idea of Superfarm. Selling NFTs, creating a NFT marketplace to rival OpenSea, and play-to-earn video game called Imposters. It's supposed to be AAA quality. Great stuff, right? They're selling the NFTs. However, here's what I don't like. Number one, let's look at the chart. They're dropping below the 200-day moving average. Number two, where's the updates? Where's the progress? Nothing coming out. Imposters. Elio Trades on his YouTube channel has been saying since end of summer. Soon. All I see is a name for the game. That's it. I haven't seen any screenshots. I haven't seen any leaks. I haven't seen any graphics. Or, you got Illuvium, that's a AAA play-to-earn game that's constantly showing like, hey, check out this gameplay. Check out our beta. Look at these graphics. Look at these alluvials is what they're called. Nothing from Superfarm. Nothing. Not a thing. And you've heard me talk about Superfarm over and over and over again. Did okay on it. Initially was in from $1.15, $1.30 area, averaging in, scaling in. I got to sell in above $4. Got to sell in at $3.80, $3.60. Made a couple losing trades on the way down and one winning trade on the way down in that May crypto crash. Anyways, the other thing is like all we've been celebrating here is these exchange listing pumps, which was great. I got in right at like 104, right before the Coinbase listing announcement happened, and I bought off the monthly 7-month simple moving average, so it was right there at that support level, and then it just bounced. It was great. Coinbase happened the same thing every time. If you see a big run, it's going to get a little bit higher when it lists, and then it's going to dump. And that's exactly what happened. It got up to like $2 on Coinbase, $1.80 on other exchanges. I was able to sell at $1.80. Didn't get any extra benefit out of transferring to Coinbase. I'm not super into NFTs. I appreciate them and I see where they're going. But the art side of things, I haven't seen anything. I haven't been paying attention in the last week or so, but I haven't seen any updates on the NFT marketplace. And, they're talking about whitelisting people for holding Superfarm, or I think staking Superfarm also for their Imposters game. And it's just like, well, why would I do that? I don't even know what this game consists of. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't even know what the gameplay is like. I don't know what the rewards are like. I'm basically buying something just because you say to buy it, and I'll get whitelisted for it so I can get into the game. As far as I'm concerned, like, it may not even come out in 2022. I expect it should, but this is also with the regulation of crypto. I would like to see reporting and filings showing if they're selling or buying the cryptocurrency. Because I wouldn't be surprised if when they launched on PokeStarter, they're talking about this game, that they hadn't even started it. And they are using the sale of Superfarm to fund the development, the production, the creation of the game. Now, I have no way of actually knowing that. But Is it so unthinkable? I mean, Elon Musk built a business off of that. He didn't have a product. He sold the shares to create the product. I mean, he had an idea of it, but there was no product yet. And look at it grew. It grew him into the richest man in the world. Tesla went to like $2,400 pre-split, which would have been higher after that when it went to, I think, 1,000 again, or slightly above or slightly below. Again, I haven't been watching the stock market super close for a year now. But anyways, as you can see, got my beef with Superfarm. Elio trades on Twitter talking about like a gaming run when crypto gaming was taking off, and oh yeah, it's in the heart of, right when we're about to release, and it's like, no, dude, you missed it. you are missing it. So I don't know I'd be way bummed because it's like, damn, I didn't make it. Just too long. Took just too long. It's still not out yet. They might miss the whole bull market. Anyways, next, YFDI. I was kind of pissed at this because it's like, man, if I had just put the money that I had into YFDI into some other things like Elrond Gold that I had at $21, something like that, I could have made a lot more. I did win on it. Went from 2,100 to 7,000. I was able to sell on the way down at 4,800. So, came all the way down to 267 though. When it got to 1,500, that was my target. I said, if it comes down to 1,500, I'm buying it. I bought it, went up, and then it came back down. Where was that at? I don't think that was even, maybe. No, wasn't listed on KuCoin yet. Anyways, so it's been a lot of that, showing gains and then giving them all back, showing gains, giving them all back, showing gains, giving back more. And I don't like that they, have not been fulfilling on their roadmap. A CEO or CFO resigned to pursue other business ventures. So clearly, top level management didn't believe in the project. That was my sign. It came down to 600, and I said, wow, this is way low. About 600 again, went up to like 1,200, and came all the way back down. So started to look promising again here. I haven't been really paying attention to it, but not a lot of traction behind it. I think the initial reason it went up was because BitBoy was getting really popular on YouTube and he was pumping it. Crypto Burb came on as an advisor, which is another YouTube influencer. He is a CMT, so his charting is reliable to follow, but still no excitement behind it. Staking I thought was good, 72%, which is in the form of SSGT now. But terrible YFDI has done. And lastly, Splinter shards, which is Splinter lands. I bought this at 60 cents and watched it go up to $1 and sold at 50 cents. Saw this head and shoulders, got out, and it's just continued to come down. I bought back at 25 cents because, let's be honest, the number one played gaming DApp in all of crypto by user is kind of intriguing. It kind of interests me. Like, yeah, okay, seems undervalued. Okay, why did I get out of it? As it started to come down again. I play it. I do. I play it. Why did I get out of it? Well, there's massive dilution. Splinter shards, which just says Splinterlands, but SPS is actually Splinter shards, is the future governance token. There will be governance, which will allow people who hold it to vote within the game, within the company. Market cap 52 million, super low. Here's where I started to get like, wow, this is doomed. This has no chance. First off, 359 circulating supply with a max supply of 3 billion. So it's still 1/10 of the way from being little under 1/10, but not to split hairs. So if this was fully diluted, it'd be 1.4 cents. 1.4 cents. So if there was no more interest or no less interest, it'd be 1.4 cents. So now dilution. So there's staking. If you stake Pancake Swap token, you get 60%, I believe, in SPS. If you stake SPS on the game, you get 38%, 36%. Continues to drop because people are probably compounding and restaking. I still have a little bit there, and I still get airdrop points because of my card set and when you win matches, you get DEC, which is at like 4/10 of a penny right now. So not much. Anyways, when I get to a certain point, I usually take it out. I'll probably just keep building it up right now. 1,000, so it's like $4 worth. So nothing huge. But the amount of airdrops and staking, and now there's another one. I forget the name of it, but there was an announcement on the Telegram. And you could stake that coin and earn SPS. So massive, massive, massive dilution. With the amount that's being flooded into the market, the amount of buying pressure makes it near impossible. The amount of buying pressure needed makes it near impossible for this thing to go up. Could it happen? Yeah, absolutely it could happen. I mean, it was at $1, but there was, I don't know what the supply was in October. This was the announcement of the KS Legion card sets. So anyways, terrible performance by that. Minimize my losses as much as I can. Do I care to get back into it? Probably not. Do I care to keep playing the game? Yeah, it's all right. You can't earn that much, but there's better ones out there. Anyways, so that is it. I went a little bit more in depth, and again, failed at keeping this video as short as I wanted it to. But I start talking, and I don't stop. And hopefully there's some information in those words that is helpful. If there has been, hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please, helps me out greatly. It validates that the content that I'm putting out is helpful, informational, provides direction, any of the above in these videos, and helps guide me on what to produce content for in the future. So please hit the like, please hit the subscribe. I appreciate it greatly. Best of luck to you. Again, we're a little choppy, little flat. Just sitting in this 41,000. I feel like we just got to get some excitement, when people are buying in, $500 million or whatnot, or big news. It's just the normal now, when there's adoption, it's just normal and expected now. So there's not as much excitement as there was this time last year. I'd like to get a little bit of that excitement back. That could rally the price up. What will that take? I don't know. But I am hopeful for something. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that, because like I mentioned before, having, my highest cash position since December 2020, and I've been that way up and down a little bit for the last few weeks, if not a month or more. I selfishly want the price to come down, because long term I believe it goes up much, much higher than $69,000 Bitcoin, which would bring everything else much higher. So I want to be able to buy in lower and compound into my longer term positions lower. Definitely not short. But anyways, I'm rambling. Please hit the like. Please hit the subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.